As a rule, former presidents don't criticize their successors. But after the violence in Charlottesville and President Trump's defense of far-right protesters, former Presidents George and George W. Bush put out a joint statement today. Without mentioning Mr. Trump, they wrote, quote, "America must always reject racial bigotry, anti-Semitism, and hatred in all forms." And business leaders who thought they had a friend in the White House abandoned the president today. Here's Margaret Brennan.
By the time the president tweeted he was disbanding his business advisory councils, almost a dozen members, including the heads of GE, Campbell's Soup, and 3M, had resigned. Labor leader Richard Trumka was among them and spoke to CBS this morning.
We believed that the symbolism of being associated with that spirited defense of racism and bigotry was just unacceptable.
This morning, the remaining members of the President's Strategy Council had a phone call to discuss quitting. As CBS News' Juliana Goldman reports, Mr. Trump's friend, Steve Schwarzman, the CEO of Blackstone, called the president with the bad news. In a memo sent to J.P. Morgan Chase employees, CEO Jamie Dimon said he strongly disagreed with the president, and it was a, quote, leader's role in business or government to bring people together, not tear them apart. The president's comments also drew sharp rebukes from fellow Republicans. Ohio Governor John Kasich.
He's got to fix this, and Republicans have to speak out.
In a statement, Senator Lindsey Graham said, quote, "Mr. President, your words are dividing Americans, not healing them." But House Speaker Paul Ryan and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell chose to denounce the sentiment rather than the president.
And I stand with the president, and I stand by those words.
Today in Chile, Vice President Mike Pence defended the president.
The strength of the United States of America is always strongest, as the president has said so eloquently, when we are united around our shared values. And so it will always be.
Anthony, top aide Gary Cohn was visibly dismayed yesterday by the president's comments, but he has no plans to resign. VA Secretary Shulkin said he's also staying, but it is a dishonor to all veterans to let Nazis go unchallenged.
Margaret Brennan with the president in New Jersey. Thank you, Margaret.